Up next, we need to welcome to the stage for me, please, Mr. Paul Brownie. Come on, let's welcome him tonight.
This one's already ready? All right, perfect. All right, I'll try to be quick. Before we even get started, I do want to give a shout out to my man, Paul. Appreciate you, man. So, I went to Whitefield High School. Paul also went to Whitefield High School, and he inspired me when he got drafted, when he went to the Wisconsin Badgers to play D1 ball. He inspired me to play ball and get to that next level. And another guy, Vincent Jackson, rest in peace, he passed away this year. He inspired me, also inspired you, right, Paul? And he passed away, and that was really hard on the Whitefield community. I know it was hard on Paul, it was hard on me. So I just want to show that love right now, so you know that. I really appreciate you, I love you, and thank you for being a mentor to me. So I want to show that love to Paul right now. And I say that because a lot of times the life we live is not for us. The life we live, a lot of times somebody else is watching you. Somebody else that you may not know is watching you, who is watching what you do and is inspired by what you do. So it's like the decisions that we make are much bigger than the ones that we're making for ourselves. So we should always be thinking about other people. So really quick, just a quick story. I also went to CSU Pueblo with Dion. So yeah, I got teammates all in here. Dion was my teammate. Brian was my teammate in Carolina. I go to CSU Pueblo. Fast forward, I'm in my junior year. You know, I already thought I should have went D1. I should have really thought I was like a baller. Go to junior year, have a really good season. I'm like All-American, top receiver in D2. All the pro scouts are coming to watch me play. Cool, senior year comes around, meet Dion. We crushed West Texas. Beat the dog snot out of them, and then we go down to Texas to play Division I, Sam Houston, and we beat them on Bearcat Family Weekend. So we beat them in their own place at D1 school. We beat them by like 30 points, 40 points maybe. I don't know. We beat them bad too. In pregame, I'm running around doing just very normal stuff, and I plant to jump up for ball, and I tear my meniscus. Had no idea that I had tore it, so I played in the game. Had a really good game, but on the flight home, my knee swells up. So ends up having to be where I have to have surgery for this. So this knocks me out for like 4 weeks. Really should be about 5 or 6 weeks, but about 4 weeks knocked me out for the season. And it's really hurt my heart, because I'm like, hey man, I want to go to the NFL, and I've got all these scouts coming out to watch me, and I'm like the top receiver in D2. Like, it's gonna hurt my draft stock. I'm totally gonna get drafted this year. So I have to miss those 4 weeks, is what it is. I train really hard to get myself back on the field. We come back, I play one game, totally healthy, have a good game. Then the next week we go up to Colorado State Mines, and I'm blocking for my guy Bernard McDonald, and I'm blocking for him, and he gets tackled and rolls into my leg, and I tear my MCL. This is my senior year. You don't get a bunch of opportunities, like you don't get to redo it, like that doesn't happen. So now I've just torn my MCL, and in my senior year, when I really thought I had all the work that I had put in, all the extra time I put in, me hustling and trying to be the best, was all gonna be just gone because somebody rolled into my leg. So I get in my car, my rental at the time, because I had gotten in a car accident earlier. It's a whole thing of like, there's a bunch of things that are happening that I'm not realizing. Like, I need to be grateful for some things, but I'm sitting here thinking about the NFL, right? So I get in my rental car because I had gotten a bad car accident, and I drive home from our practice facility, and I get on the phone with my mom, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I have to tell her right there. I'm like, "No, Mom. Like I tore my knee up. I think this might be my season might be over, and if my season's over, I'm definitely not going to the league at this time. So it ends up, when I'm talking to my mom, and she's like, hey, are you crying? And right there, I mean, that's literally all your mom has to do is say, are you crying? And you're gonna start crying, right? So, I start crying, and I just start letting out all my emotions and how everything is going. And she goes, he didn't bring you this far for you to, for this to be it, for you to just stop you. So it was just one of those moments where she even told me a story about how I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't, I was supposed to be like aborted. But, because the doctor said that I wasn't alive, but that was not true because I'm alive, I'm here today, right? So I ended up having that conversation with my mom, and she really motivated me. And it ended up having me getting into the gym 3 times a day, rehabbing, trying to make sure that I'm good, running in the pool. And I ended up being able to bring myself back for the playoffs. Meet my man Craig. He's somewhere in the building. He's an agent. He was my agent. I meet Craig, and he tells me, hey, yeah, I know you want to go to the NFL, man, but you're going to have to be like the man. So, we go into this playoff run. I have a really good playoff run. I actually end up getting myself an opportunity to play really well, and we win a national championship. Fast forward, I get myself an opportunity to get into an NFL camp, work really hard. I'm sitting here, I still got a chip on my shoulder because I should have been drafted. It is what it is. But I work really hard to get through that, to get through those camps, end up getting cut. Get to Carolina, meet Brian. Actually, I already knew you, Brian, but it is what it is. Go through Carolina Panthers camp. Thought I had a really good camp. Really thought I was gonna make it. Ended up getting cut as well. So then I get into this area where I'm playing arena football and I'm grinding to make it. I go down to the spring league in 2018. I thought that was going to be my opportunity. I'm in the best shape of my life. I've known I'm just better. I'm just totally a better player. Then I tear my PCL on a freak accident. I catch a ball and fall down. Very normal thing, but that pops my PCL. Takes me out for I can't play in the spring league. I also had signed a contract in arena football, but then since I can't pass my physical, I can't sign to that team anymore. So then my backup steps in. He has a really good year, gets signed to the Bears. So I'm sitting here going like, man, what is going on? Why are all these things happening that should be happening for me? Like this is my goal. This is my dream, and I know I can play better than everybody. Like I know it. I see it. I know what I've got. Took all the way until I had a couple more injuries, and I was blessed to continue to play I played 5 years professionally, which was a blessing. But it took to COVID for COVID to happen, where I thought I was gonna go work out in front of a bunch of teams at a pro day that had just lined up, everything had lined up, and then the world shuts down. And I go into a really bad mental space. But right there in that moment is when everything opened up for me to understand why I bring it back full circle of why I thanked Paul. This isn't for that whole journey, that whole thing that I went through, and I sped through it. So if you guys ever want to hear a little bit more detail, it's a really good story. I bring it all the way back to, this is not for you. That everything that I was going through, there was probably somebody watching who was paying attention. I had no idea who was paying attention, and continued to see me work really, really hard, even though it felt like nobody was seeing how hard I was working. Even though, I'm driving up to Denver to go train every single day. Every day I'm driving up to Denver. I get in a car accident, drive back from Denver. I'm telling you, like, there's so many things I'm just risking. And I'm 27 at the time now, so, but I end up calling it quits. And realized that I have a passion for wanting to help out my community and making sure that I can talk to the younger guys, talk to you guys, and maybe help you guys get even further than where I got and become even better. And let you know it's not about football. It's not all about football. It's way more than football. You know what I'm saying? It's way more than that. It's the person that you are. It's the people that you're impacting, and how you can inspire others. So that's what I feel like God is calling me to do now, and that's where I'm taking that by the horns and wanting to attack that. Other than that, I just wanted to say that to you guys, that this is way bigger than football, and if you can live your life for something greater than yourself, then do that, because you never know when it all can end. We just went through COVID. You can lose anybody at any time. So just making sure that we understand that we can inspire somebody else. And just real quick, with one of the kids who was watching me, who I felt like were actually seeing me, and I hope that I inspired him, was actually Teddy and Craig's son. He was working so hard. He was in high school and he was under recruited, great quarterback, under recruited, went JUCO. And things weren't lining up for him, and he continued to push. And finally his opportunity came. He ended up signing to Louisville just recently to go be a quarterback at Louisville, and I had talked to him in his garage, and he said, hey man, like you really inspired me, because I seen you putting in all that work, and like really nothing was coming from it. But you still went after it. You never gave up. And now that means way more than if I were to make it. If I can see him continue to grow and make the most out of his opportunity, that would mean the world to me. So it's just live for more than yourself, okay? Because this is a tough life, but we can really inspire others. So thank you guys.